Thank you all.
Please note, this is a recorded workshop and your consent is granted.
Platforms development and training usage. If you have not already done so, please help us keep our records of attendance by sending your name and email in the chat to the host directly. You can use any email you like, however, a Gmail will be required to sync to our P2G Networks calendar for offers and updates. Most importantly, P2G Networks is an educational and networking platform. We are not financial advisors. We are a network of individuals who took an interest in the industry of money, then took that knowledge and came together to put it into practice for ourselves. And since we believe in the each one teach one model, we educate on and share what we have learned and applied. Your participation in any paid platform or business opportunity that we share on the website is optional. Finally, remember to always practice courtesy in this space. Please mute your mics while others are demonstrating or speaking. Raise your hand if you have a question by clicking on the reactions button in your control panel, or by typing your questions and concerns in the chat. We will answer you in the conversation. You may also leave a message in the text box. Now that we have set the proper expectations, please locate your reactions button and give me a thumbs up to show that you acknowledge and agree. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I got the thumbs up, y'all. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Learning how to use this Zoom product. Okay. So Miss Simone needs support. All right, cool. Miss Simone. She's Dazzle's got her. It's for the Winners Tribe in the Discord. All right, so let's get started. My question is, today we're going to go into some cyber safety because of the fact that I want you all to be prepared for proper onboarding to the blockchain into cryptocurrency. We can't really jump into, first we did our little research, we got our coins out, we want to do. We're going to talk about those things, the coins that we found, because you guys were assigned to find 3 to 5 coins for today that you wanted to talk about, what you're interested in for your research. And were you able to do that from the coin market cap look? Come on in. Y'all can unmute. Everyone who did it, started it, didn't complete it, whatever. It's wherever you are now. Do you have any particular number of coins that you were able to see that you wanted to really look into?
I had to go back over there. It's funny because I had it open on the same iPad that I'm doing this. Oh. I meant to have it on different places I could look over there. That's so
that you could see both at the same time.
I need to get skilled. Let me see. But I
do not feel bad.
I have to admit that I got stuck on watching Bitcoin go up and up.
I'm about to ask who saw that.
It's just, it was stressful.
Oh, okay. I like hearing that. Tell me why it was stressful.
Because I had a friend probably about, I don't know, 2012 or something, tried to tell me some stuff about this stuff. And I thought he was crazy. And everybody in around him thought he was crazy. And now he don't speak to none of us.
Yes. Because he knows it's within his best interest to stay away from folks that don't have the funds no more. When you become a millionaire, or God forbid, a billionaire, and you have people you told about it, it's the best thing to keep you safe. Stay away. I'm not going to kid you. As things begin to change and drastically shift, it's important to keep safe spaces. It really is, because one of the things we teach you is safety, personal safety. You have to learn and understand that the word, and watching Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, we definitely gonna have to go to the video. Not that one, but not that one. I want to go to a video because it gives you a little bit of an idea of what you're really looking at.
The training video?
Yeah, the training video. Okay. What you're experiencing is a shift. The world itself is shifting and the money supply is starting to weaken. So we have to find alternatives. That's why you're even here. You're experiencing that shift. You're in a world shift of finances from the one group to another, or I should say, not finances, but value from one group to another. So seems like the haves have more and the have-nots are getting less and less, correct? Is that why you're here?
Correct.
All right. I kind of need the rest of the room to, confirm, or this might not be important to y'all.
Oh, no, it's important.
Not correct. You're right.
Okay. See, because until we recognize that we are dealing with a systematic problem and we have to actually start to deal from our own personal self, we get overwhelmed by what's out there. Has anyone felt overwhelmed by what's going on financially around them?
Completely.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And so today, a young lady told me, she said we were talking about the different, the difference and similarities of what we do. She's in financial literacy and financial services. I'm in financial literacy, digital financial literacy, where I empower people to do things for themselves. She empowers people to do things, to get things that's supposed to do stuff for them. I have a different understanding. My understanding is of the world economy and being affected by that and being able to be in effect of the world economy. That's what we do here. We put the power back in your hands so that you don't get disempowered by things you can't control. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay. And so, unfortunately, I couldn't get into deep with her about paper promises. But let's, that was definitely not the time or place to do it. I'll let Robert Kiyosaki speak. And I want to make sure we drive this point very clearly home before we get started with cyber safety. You don't want to just get it, you want to keep it. And I will prepare the other video for that. Okay, here we go. Can everybody hear now? Because I saw it, but the video wasn't able. I want to make sure. No, I mean, could y'all hear the rest of that video? Because I was responding. I didn't realize it wasn't sound on there. All right, let's go. Let's see.
Do the rich people cringe and say, don't tell them that, Rob?
Yes. Don't tell people what you know.
Right.
Keep them poor. So my father was the head of education, PhD, all that stuff. I go home and ask him, said, why don't we learn about money in school? And he looked at me and says, because the government doesn't let us teach that subject. The government tells us what we can teach and what we can't teach. And I thought that was strange. And I said, but aren't we going to school to learn about money? He says, no, your job is to get a job. I said, but you get a job to earn money. He goes, no, you're supposed to just get a job. I went, no. Isn't the purpose of a job to earn money? He goes, you're correct. I said, so why don't I just learn about money? I can skip the job part, And he got flustered and he said, if you want to learn about money, why don't you ask your best friend's father about money? And I said, why? That's Mike. So I asked him. He says, because Mike's father is an entrepreneur. And I said, what are you? He says, I'm an employee. I'm a government employee. And I went, oh, what's the difference? He says, the difference is an entrepreneur must know about money, or they're no longer entrepreneurs. And he says an employee doesn't have to know anything about money because the government will take care of them, the company will take care of them. So I'm all confused. But I took my dad's advice and I trundled over to Mike's father's office and knocked on his door and I said, hey, I'm here, 9 years old. Teach me about money. He says, beat it, kid, But that's where the story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad started. And finally, through persistence, my rich dad started teaching me about money on one condition. And that condition was he would never pay me. He says, the moment I pay you, you think like an employee. He says, that's the trap. Entrepreneurs work for free. And now I'm 9 years old, my head's cracking in half. He says, you never want a paycheck. You understand that, kid? I said, okay, I got it. And he says, well, how do I make money? He says, that's what entrepreneurs figure out. It's like, so how do I learn about money? So he would just break out a Monopoly game board. So I would work for free. I'd pick up cigarette butts, and he had hotels and restaurants, and I would clean and do menial tasks. And as I got older, I started getting into office work and marketing and accounting, and I was an apprentice basically, but I always worked for free. And he would teach me about money. But the way he taught me about money was playing Monopoly. And finally one day I got upset. I said, well, when are you going to teach me about money? He says, what do you think we're doing? We're playing Monopoly. He goes, no. What do you think we're doing? We're playing Monopoly. He says, what do you think we're doing? So I don't know. I'm teaching you about money. And then that's when, you have one green house. He says, there's many formulas for great success in money. There's thousands of them, but one of the best ones found on the game of Monopoly. It still is today. 4 green houses, 1 red hotel. I said, what? He says, one of the greatest ways to acquire great wealth is playing Monopoly in real life. 4 green houses, 1 red hotel. Is that all there is? He goes, that's it. And he says, what do you think I'm doing? And I went, I don't know. So then he took me out, he showed me his green houses. And 10 years later, when I was 19, I was now in school in New York, and I come back to Hawaii, and Rich Dad had bought the biggest piece of land smack dab in the middle of Waikiki Beach. And when you go to Waikiki Beach today, you'll see the Hyatt Regency Hotel. That was his hotel.
Just like the game of Monopoly.
Just like the game of Monopoly.
Acquired assets, and they became bigger assets.
He just kept what's called an assemblage, because that property wasn't that big at that time. So he had to buy out all the small guys. Because Waikiki was a little dirtwater little town. So he'd buy out this shop owner and buy that shop owner. And it took him a while, but he finally assembled this large piece of property. And then he and Hyatt put up this giant hotel. It just sold for $800 million. So that's how I learned about money. I've had financial crashes. I've had people stab me in the back, but they're all good because I grow from it. That's spirituality. Right. People who are afraid of making mistakes, like they teach in school, they don't ever grow. Because spirituality is there's good and there's bad, there's right and there's wrong, there's up and there's down. Most people only want to be right, they only want to be positive. Well, you can't have that, that's not reality. Well, I wasn't poor by most people's standards, but I came from a family with a poor attitude, if you know what I mean. Because rich, poor, middle class, poverty starts with a fundamental attitude. Poverty is passed on. It's taught in your families. And middle class is taught in families. And so the people right now who are sitting at home, who are struggling financially or worried about money or unhappy, they may be making a lot of money, but unhappy with what they're doing, it was probably taught to you. Your super ego was taught, get a job, work hard, or you'll never be rich, or the rich are evil, or whatever. The school system will never teach you about money. The school system was designed to teach you to be an employee, which is important, or a doctor or a lawyer, a specialist, but never about money. And what most people lack is real business knowledge, like accounting, like debt, like taxes. You got to know that stuff, but they don't teach it in school to anybody. So, and then when people ask me, how did your rich dad learn this when your poor dad, a PhD, didn't? And the answer is very simply, my rich dad, who's my best friend's father, his father died when he was 13. So rich dad had this family business at 13 to run. So he had to drop out of school, which was his blessing. There's blessings, and sometimes a blessing doesn't look like a blessing, but it turned out to be a blessing. And then his teachers became his bookkeeper, his accountant, his attorney, his banker, his real estate agents. So he has what I call real teachers, not these fake teachers in school. You see, most teachers in school, they're out of ethics. They teach subjects They themselves don't practice. I asked the teacher, I said, I'm in my 3rd year of calculus now. It was called strength of materials. I said, am I ever going to use this stuff? He goes, no. I said, why do you teach it? He says, because I get paid. I said, do you ever use it? He goes, no. And that's why, you have to, in life, one of the things I suggest to people, you got to find a real teacher versus a fake teacher. And a fake teacher is somebody who doesn't do what they teach. And a real teacher is doing what they teach every day. So my accountants, my attorneys, they're in it every single day. That's how I learn, because every day I'm solving problems in my business. So I have accountants and attorneys and bankers and all these people on speed dial because I'm solving problems with my team.
I see you giving this knowledge out, and
Yeah.
do the rich people cringe and say, don't tell them that, Rob?
Yes. Don't tell people what you know.
Right.
Keep them poor. But unfortunately, the poor, as was in the Bible, I'm not real religious, the poor will always be amongst us because it starts up here.
Right, it's that fear mentality.
It's in their words, and the words become flesh. Again, I'm not really religious. I flunked out of Sunday school also. But when they say I can't afford it or I can't do that, they go down. They become what they say. My PhD dad, he says, what do you think I am, made of money? I can't afford that. And my rich dad would say, that's why he's poor. Poor people say, I can't afford it, I can't do that, I don't have time. Because it's an escape. It's an escape, you know what I mean? It's easy to say, I can't afford it.
And your rich dad used to say what instead of, I can't afford it?
How can I afford it? How can I do that? What would it take, or why should I do that? He says that a question opens the mind, a statement closes the mind. See, when you say, I can't afford it, your mind shuts down, and you become what you say. Rugby is a team sport, but so is soccer. The rules are different. And other people are golfers. They play by themselves. And so everybody's different. So my game financially is business, number one. Second is real estate. So what I say to young people is, you find your game.
What did you think of that?
Awesome. Truth.
Great seeing where the book came from.
Yeah, what about the strategy? Okay, you gotta be clear with that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He said something,
The 4 hotels, the 4 houses and one hotel.
one green hotel. 4 green houses, one red hotel. What does that sound like to you?
Sound like his thoughts was building towards a hotel. It was only one hotel. I don't know.
Right. So in Monopoly, the goal is to build out a strategy to be able to build. So 4 green houses, that's rent, right?
Right.
To eventually get one hotel. How many rents is that and how often? Which do you think is more profitable?
That hotel, that's what's so profitable for him to just wait and buy up all the little greenhouses all around there, because that hotel is paying him over and over and over again.
Exactly. Has many more units, and there are more things that would pay him because of, and he doesn't have to wait for a monthly. He doesn't have to wait for people to move out. They already have set times to come and go. That is a consistent cash flowing process. That is something that we are working to help you create a strategy here with crypto coins. 4 green green houses, 1 big hotel. That's the process of finish the gold. Creating small financial growth processes that lead to your large investment process. So your small investments leading to large investments. Learning how to manage. Who did he say that his teachers were?
his attorney, his accountant, and the people that help him to manage or run his own business.
Properties, exactly. Just because he owns properties doesn't mean he manages them. He's not cleaning toilets. And he has hundreds of them. Actually, he now has thousands of properties because I call him the king of cash flow. While everybody's flipping and getting one sum of money, he's actually creating multiple streams of income. But how else? Can someone tell me, and before we get too far in this conversation, because this is more for the next class, can someone tell me a cool way, give me a couple of ways you can create cash flow?
Real estate.
Real estate?
Sales.
You got to say what sales mean. And I mean cash flow, not more work. So y'all get the difference, right? Y'all get the difference?
Right.
Right. Like the difference in a house being an asset or a liability.
Aye.
Ruby, what's the
He
name of
said
that?
sales. My question is how are sales cash flow?
Sales is when you sell something.
Yes,
You gotta repeat.
Like a car salesman.
right.
They get paid when they sell a car. Don't mean it's gonna be every day.
No sale tomorrow means what?
No money.
No flow.
Ruby,
That's
what was
right.
the name of that video?
I'm sorry.
What was the name of that video?
I got you. You're gonna get it in. Are you in the group?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then you're gonna get it because I'm giving you guys. So you're gonna get that video. That's actually not this week's video. I kind of gave you a preview to next week because I need you guys to get in the mindset of why we're here. We're here to build the strategy of your flow. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you came for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We show you how to build small businesses, small cash flows, small things that cash flow you. Ms. Dazzle is amazing. Her platform has so many different projects that you can do, products that you can pull together, things that you can literally do while in your space to create funding, to create fundage. But you're not supposed to be in them forever. You take the finances and do what with them?
Flip 'em.
And invest, and leverage.
Thank you. You flip them, you invest them, you leverage them. We cannot eat our seed, which gets to be the thing most people do. And people, do we know what eat our seed means? I want to be real clear on that.
No, explain.
Everything that's coming in,
Say it again.
spend everything that's coming in.
Exactly. You consume everything you have. A lot of people save, but they don't save the right way. Our system is your savings is for the future. It's not for now. And the only way for you to get something is if you give it a job immediately. You have to employ your money to keep bringing money. Otherwise, you just got money sitting and you might as well put money, take it out the bank and stick it in a jar, in a mason jar, and call it a day. Are you gonna make any money in that mason jar?
No.
Are you gonna make it in the bank?
No.
No, not really.
You know where I'm coming from? So that's why you came, since you want to learn how to get the most bang for your real buck. You want to put your money to work. So like Warren Buffett, who I don't know how many of y'all know who he is. I want you guys to start looking up some really look up the sayings of multi-billionaires. And I'm not talking about, popular billionaires. I'm talking about people who are moving finance. See what they say. JP Morgan. We want to look at that person. He changed the world. He's guiding the world. Now you ain't gotta like it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta like it, but we're not looking for their approval. We're looking for the swagger, right?
And it was just the truth, whether
Right.
we like it or not.
Right. So if it's working, if it's a system that works, that's what we're looking for. Robert Kiyosaki, one of my favorites. Warren Buffett, another one of my favorites. These are millionaires and billionaires who absolutely give away the truth to people. Warren Buffett's favorite saying is that he tells the people, if you're not getting paid while you sleep, then you are working till you die. And that is what is going to happen. Is that not true, y'all?
Yes.
If you don't figure out how to get paid while you sleep, you will work till you die. Those were his words.
That's true.
So this is why we want to make sure we create pathways that continue and multiple streams, not one basket. Because people talk, oh, you all about crypto. Y'all know I'm not all about crypto, right? Crypto is a tool. You want property, you need something that grows fast enough to get you that you can leverage against when you need it to get to the next level. You want gold, gold allows you to leverage, to store wealth and have something in the books that people are looking for that says you are worth this loan. Make sense? I sure hope so.
Yes.
Yes.
Before we get into all of that, and any of it, and any crypto, we gotta make sure we got ourselves covered. How many people y'all using your computers, your laptops, your tablets, and your phones?
I'm not using mine.
I do. All of it.
All of them.
All right. So I'm
Looking
gonna
at
ask a couple of quick questions, and we're gonna go into some cyber safety. So
You said I'm gonna do the video on this, right?
yes, Al.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think we're here. You can talk to me after.
No. My brain went somewhere. I have to bring it back.
Okay. I'm getting a video, y'all. What is a browser?
Where you search.
Well, interesting enough, it's not, those are actually two different things, but it's understandable. Everybody gets those confused.
Mm-hmm.
What is a browser? I will explain. And please write this down into vocabulary word. We're going to break it down to the setup of your computer, of your device, okay? How we get to where we got to go using crypto on every device.
Okay.
So how many people y'all on, say, Apple device? Let me know if I have any apples in the house.
Me.
I am.
Kim? Okay, and Miss Simone.
And Rose.
And Miss Rose. Perfect. Is everybody on Apple? Dang.
No.
I got it. I got it. I'm gonna have to start getting upgrade my knowledge because I am so a Android person. I'm an Android. That's why y'all always see green when y'all talk to me. It's so funny. I just learned about the whole green blue thing. I don't care. Y'all better respond. I'm gonna call y'all anyway. So this is the thing. If you have an Apple device, you have the same thing. It just might look a little different than ours. Okay? That's all. How many of y'all using Chrome?
I do.
Everybody using Chrome, right? Because y'all got Gmail, right?
Right.
Yes.
Royal Money Android in the house. That's what I'm talking about. You gotta have one. Anyway, thing is that we all got Chrome, but do we all have Brave?
No.
You know what Brave is?
No.
Okay. Very good. Brave is a browser. And what you do with a browser, okay? Okay, wait. Let's go back one step. What you do with a browser, Brave is a browser. And what you do with a browser is you browse the internet. You browse or you go to. Browsing means to actually go to or to locate. To actually, I should say, access a internet web address. That's what you use. Your browser actually is what you put the address in. It is not a search engine. Please write that down separately. There are browsers and search engine. They are two different things. One works with the other. This is how it works. So your browser, before we had a search engine, would be whereas early day, there was no search engines. So basically you had to know the exact website and web address you wanted to go to. Otherwise, you would fall dead. The whole thing to find that site fell dead. And believe me, back when this took place, there was no dynamic pictures of windows. There was literally, I went to this site and we was typing. And you had a lot of back and forth. And you were sending a lot of text. Okay? And it was a black screen with either orange words or white bright words. And that was it. Okay? Thank you, God, we got Windows and search engines. Because search engines started when websites became popular. Because when websites became popular, there were too many for you to just go to. It's like what happened to the phone book. Anybody remember what a phone book is? I know I'm a little older in this group, but we used to, before we had our all the phone numbers that we could think of in here, we had them in here and in a book that was double this. Okay. And my dears, you could go to the yellow page. That's what I'm talking about, Shakita. The yellow pages. And then they had the white pages for people's homes. So you had businesses in the yellow pages and white pages, and they were all separate. And you could get regions and have like the Bronx, Brooklyn, whatever, or little towns around you. And there was so many, and you would get it delivered from the phone company because that's what was in there, your phone number. Then we get onto the internet, right? We get into the internet and they started downloading that stuff. You can actually go to yellowpages.com and still get phone numbers.
Yep.
Did anybody know that? Till today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Well, if they're listed, and that is the new part. The new part is if they list themselves, you can find them. But who needs the yellow pages?
Right.
We all got social media.
Right.
Took the phone book, threw it out. Old school, not needed, right? I would say not. Tell you about those later when we're talking on the person. Now, I know my husband said the lies you tell. Anyway, fast forward, the internet started picking up with a lot of websites. And then it got hard because some of those websites sound the same, look the same. They had a lot of similar typing, a lot of names that were the same. So you could end up getting the wrong business or the wrong person. You didn't get the right person for the service. You wanted to go with that guy that your friend recommended. And that's when they came out with a search engine to search the web for the right websites according to your qualifications, which meant you had to put in a description of what you were looking for, either the name, something pertaining to the name, or to some of the things that it was registered under the website. That's where search engines got added to browsers. Because browsers, we used to just go straight there to that little line. Okay, let's go in. And I know it's so weird because the browser, you're going to take a look and come out of here.
Question because I don't even understand.
No problem. Go ahead and ask. Mr. Thomas is asking a question. Please speak up so everyone understands.
Now, okay. So Brave, Chrome, CryptoTab, those are browsers, right?
Say that one more time.
Brave.
Are you looking at the Are you looking at the page? I'm showing you some browsers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There you go. Go ahead.
They're like those are browsers.
Exactly.
So, but a search engine is what? Is the search engine is that
Let me go
a
here.
description of where you want to go, or is that
The search engine does exactly what it says. What does it do?
Search.
Thank you.
what search what? Because when I use the search engine, I just put I call it the address bar and I put where I want to go.
I know. So this is a browser. And in this browser, I can go directly to where I say so, right? P2G networks, that's my classroom schedules. I have typed that directly. I know where I want to go. All I got to do is type it. It'll take me there, right?
Right.
Correct for everybody?
Yep.
So all you got to do is enter. Watch. Ta-da! The website I put in. But what if I don't know? What if I really don't know? Now, if I put that in and there's no search engine connected to it, you know what happens?
No results.
No results.
You know what this no results is on this page? Thank God, because this would have been a big page that had a code that said some sort of error happened. There was nothing that was able to search. Y'all see that?
Right.
If I had no search engine, and by the way, the browsers before they had them, will just be a block. It'd be like, eh. And then the search engine comes in and it gives you a soft message that says, sorry, not found. And you go, oh, I mistyped that. I'm looking for P2G educational, see, website. Now look what I'm gonna get. Everything and anything that falls under the description of the parameters in which I am looking.
Correct.
Web. And there are 6 pages of this. Y'all see that? Oh, there's even more there. Until you see this light, this line stop lighting up. When it stops, and apparently it's at page 10, all of these are possibles for me. It's saying, hey, check all of these out. This is what we found in our search. They didn't find it in a browse. They just placed it in your browser.
Babe, I think we're right there where it says, what is PPG?
What happened? Where does it say?
May 27th, 2018.
True crime? I don't think that's us.
Well, I can't see that.
I'm sorry. Okay. So right now, I would definitely, I would probably put mine for a code word for mine that you would probably pick up is P2G networks. Okay. Using the name. Say if I didn't know that, digital financial literacy. That's how I come up. You see what? Digital financial literacy. And when you get there, ta-da, here you go. There's our YouTube, most likely our Facebook. Yep, there you go. These are all things referencing P2G. Everything that's captured that we've ever done. Hey, there's my name. And it can go on for however many pages. And at some point, it will go to other things that aren't a part of us. And we'll see, I'll see how my score on the web or how what the impact the web has of what I put out there. Okay, so let's come out of here. And we've got 2 terms. I need you to put this down because that's going to be on, that'll be on a quiz that we give for the end of the session. So what are the two terms that we got?
The browser and the search engine.
There we go.
And which ones did we just witness?
Let's take a look. So you're going to witness some very specific browsers because we're going to install them. Okay. Here we go. So we have the browsers that you have are Google Chrome. It says for the best overall. That's just one that's commonly used.
Right.
It is kind of biased. It's Zapier too. So
right.
For Apple devices, Arc for productivity, Microsoft Edge for AI features. And they do have a lot of AI features. Theirs has become an AI, period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you go to Copilot, it takes you through the web everywhere. It does everything it's supposed to do. That Edge is supposed to do. Mozilla Firefox for privacy first web browsing, same thing. Brave does way more than ad-free browsing. It also is privacy, security. It's also decentralized. And it has its own wallet and crypto.
Oh wow.
It also pays you in crypto to search the web, to do your browsing and searching, while protecting you from marketers. And Vivaldi for customization, I've never used that, but I know in this group, we are going to be using 3, unless you're actually 3 to 4. All of my Apple people, you have Safari already built into your phones and your devices.
Yeah.
For those who are not, we will be using Chrome. We'll be using Edge, Brave, and Mozilla Firefox.
Nice.
Okay, so I want you to write those down, please, because you're going to get the websites and download them all. And whichever ones you don't have are the ones you have to install.
Can you say that one more time, Sister Ruby?
Start with Chrome. If you have an Apple device, Safari. If you don't
Yeah.
have it there, you will need
Yeah, it's there.
Edge, which gives you another, put Edge Copilot. There's a reason for that because it'll serve purposes down the road when we're doing AI. Mozilla and Brave. Okay. I have a couple of decentralized ones that I've been working on. I'm trying to get which one is the better one of all of them. And when you want to know something, what do?
Search.
Exactly. We go to search. So before we get into here, because I know y'all gonna be like, what's pre-search, right? What does pre-search sound like?
Or you search.
Don't worry about it. You don't have to know yet, because you're gonna find out now. For all those who would like to also get paid for searching, pre-search is a decentralized, also very private, allows you to search and earn coin. And as you see, it has a login. I have a login. Now, I want to just share this with you. I'm on Brave. I'm on my browser that I'm on is Chrome. You know how I know? Y'all see this?
What?
What is that? What am I locked into?
I can't see it.
Chrome.
Right. But I'm in Chrome and you can tell, oh, that's already very big. Anyway, I'm in Chrome and you can tell because it's already logged on to this browser. My Gmail is already logged on to this browser. That's how Chrome works. So you got to be logged into Chrome in order to use Chrome, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so one of my emails, the one I work with, is logged in here. This is their browser. These, what I'm searching with, and I turned it on, is pre-search. Let me close this out some, which gives me an option, and also make it smaller because it's a little too big. Y'all didn't tell me it was too big. All right, which gives me an option. I already signed up. You can create one and get paid in a PRE token while you search. If you notice, I logged in, and what does it show?
What is that?
What
Pre.
have I earned?
It's something pre. Look like pre.
PRE token is pre-search's very own token. And when I put in, let's give me a search, something to search. What are the top? No, what are the top search engines, right? Search engines. Okay. Top search engines. Go here. 24 best search engines. Well, thank you very much for all that information. So one is Google. Did they say Chrome? They said search engine. They said Google. Did they say Chrome?
No.
No.
Why would they say it again?
Browser, because that's the browser.
Thank you. So a search engine cannot be a browser. Notice they have different names, but Google also is Chrome, right?
Correct.
Right. The maker of Google is the same maker of Chrome. Next. Bing. Who's Bing belong to? Y'all see this?
Internet Explorer.
No.
Microsoft.
Microsoft. Microsoft is the creator of Bing. It's their search engine. DuckDuckGo. This is a search engine you can install to any browser. I'm a little concerned because once they got really popular, that whole private browsing thing went out the window, and people were getting all kinds of invasions to their browsing. Acacia. Acacia is another, this is considered green friendly. Acacia happens to be a green conscious browser.
It does carbon footprinting.
Apparently, according to Alvin, it does carbon footprinting. Look that up. Everybody know Yahoo. Yahoo is also a what? Yahoo has what?
A website.
It has email.
Email.
Right.
My email, I'm sorry.
Right. It's one of the oldest on the, it was launched in 1995, is
Okay.
one of the oldest search engines on the internet.
Okay, Crew, I gotta ask again. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm not getting it.
You're not getting what?
Okay, we went over the browser. Why is Yahoo not a browser when you go to Yahoo to get?
To do what?
You go to Yahoo and it's like, you look everything through Yahoo. You go to Yahoo and you can find whatever you need.
What does it do? How does it do that? By doing what?
Search engine.
Whatever you put in it.
What did she say? Does Yahoo take you directly to one website as you type that in?
No.
No, you go
No.
to it to get to a website.
There you go. It is a tool to find what you're looking for. That's the object of search.
Okay.
The definition of search, isn't it? Okay. Search engine means just that. YouTube. Did you know YouTube was a search engine?
Yep. That must have been it.
Think about how many videos you got out here in this world.
Right.
YouTube, big time. It better be a search engine.
Right.
Because they incorporate YouTube in other search engines. Y'all realize that?
Oh, I see.
It's also still Google. Same company, right? TikTok is a search engine. There you go. What are you searching on TikTok?
A bunch of
Anything and everything, I guess. And so I wonder, when it happens this way, do you have to have TikTok to use that search engine, or is it like
Yes.
Yahoo and everything else?
So it won't, Yahoo is interoperable because you can install Yahoo on other ones. TikTok, you cannot install. It is proprietary to this particular content. Social media and video hosting platforms focused on short form video content. And hate to say it, they more like pull TikTok into other engines. That's how that works. You can't take that and you can't use it proprietarily. You can't put anything else into it, but they'll use the information from TikTok from another search engine. Will find something that you're looking for. If the parameters fit and TikTok is where it is, that search engine will use their search engine.
Oh, just to tell you that's where you could locate it.
Right. So when you go into, say, Google, if you say, hey, I need a video, I need to know where the video for this, and this, it was a social media, and you attach social media to it, it's going to go to every social media engine they have, looking to find the parameters that you have put in, as long as Google has a relationship with that engine. Okay, so I don't want to get too far on this, but you guys got the idea of a search engine different from a browser?
yes.
Okay, so when it comes to search engines, the one we're going to focus on is pre-search. We're also going to focus on, let's get up top. Also going to focus on,
Mhm.
hold on a second. I like to take a look at what I got. I really don't do any other one than pre-search because it pays me. I'm in Google and pre-search. That's about the only one I mess around with. And I put it on my browsers. How do I put it on my browsers? I get pre-search in by adding to the browsers. You go to, I'm on Google, I go to extensions, right? I'll go to extensions, manage extensions. In the extensions, y'all notice something. They're right here on the left-hand side. Sometimes it's on the very bottom. So be mindful. It could be on the bottom of where the extensions are. Sometimes it's down here, okay? I come up, I go to Chrome Web Store. And the Chrome Web Store has its own search engine to find apps to add to. Y'all notice I got these up here? These are apps. All of these are apps, also known as extensions, okay? Let's put it in there. So you go into the search in, you go into the web store.
We putting in them for them.
Web store is the next. So you got search, browser, web store. Because this is how you're also going to get some of your wallets that you're going to be connecting. Okay? You're going to follow this instructions. If you have a device that already has a web store or even has an app store, these are the same rules that follow. You don't need to put them in the browser. You need to install the program. And installing it to your browser prevents you from having to install it into the computer directly. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. And they're only used when you're on your browser. Okay? They're not the app floating around in your system. They're used during the time they're in your browser on your desktop mostly. Desktop and computer and laptops. That's where they go into the browser. When you're on a device like a mobile, they're all coming from the Play Store or the store. Or what is the other one for Apple? Where do you get your apps? Your app store. Okay. So if it's not a mobile, it's a web store, and usually it's Chrome Web Store, or even Microsoft has its own. It doesn't use Chrome. But then, if it's a mobile, you just go to whatever app store you have or Play Store you have. So Web Store, Play Store, and what do we get there? We get our
apps.
app end. It's up here.
Extensions.
Thank you. Okay. The reason I need you to use this vocabulary because that's how it's written. Watch this. To find it or to get here, you use the three little buttons in the top right. You come down and look what it says. It doesn't say apps anywhere in here, okay? It says extensions. And it says manage or visit Chrome store, right? You can manage what you have or you can go get some more. And when I want something in here, say I need to have pre-search, Presearch. My bad, that is not what I meant to do. Type in here, click in the search area, PRE, the app that I'm looking for, SEARCH. Pre-search, here we go, come search with us. Y'all see it?
Yes.
Okay. And because you're in your Chrome browser right now, it's automatically default going to put it in there. So mine is installed, and what it says is it'll allow you to add to Chrome. It says essentially it doesn't follow the best practices of Chrome, so they don't use that one, they use this one. Make sense? It's a 4 out of 4, 164, but this one got discontinued. So you use the one that's current. That is for Chrome. That's to put it on your Chrome. Now, how do I put it in another browser? Same way. Let's close this out. I'm going to go to my other browser. How do you get the other browser in your phone, by the way? Or in your, how do I get the other browser installed?
Download it in the mobile app store.
Come on, somebody. That's right. If it's mobile, go to the app store. If it's not, in this case, you go to the website. For the browser, you go to the website. If you need a browser, you can't get a browser out of another browser. You have to take it. If I only had Chrome, I would go to Mozilla or I would go to brave.com. then Brave.com would give me the software or the app to download in my computer. Make sense?
Yes.
So so I'm right now in Brave. Supposing I needed to get, I didn't have Chrome. What would I do? Somebody walk me through. I don't have Chrome. I need Chrome. What do I do? Chrome is another browser. I'm in Brave browser and I need a different browser. What do I do? Okay. I use this browse. You see that? To search Chrome. Right? Can you hear me? Chrome browser. I'm using this browser. This browser will get me to the sites that I want to go to, right? So I go to Chrome's website, Google Chrome, fast and secure. And what does it say here?
Download Chrome.
Or update if you already have it and it knows it. It's going to detect that you have it. Got it? It's detecting my computer. It's detecting that I have it. I can update it from here, from another browser, or I can download it into my computer so I can install it and have two browsers instead of one. Let me know where I lost you.
Two Chromes instead of one?
Well, no, this was if I did. That's the if. It's a if I. So if I have Chrome and I needed Chrome, but I only had Brave browser, but I want Chrome, what am I going to do?
You can get a Chrome extension.
You can't get a Chrome extension and can't get a browser on a browser. Y'all got that?
Right.
You don't put a browser on a browser. You just install another browser.
Got it.
Okay. You put search engines on browsers. You put apps on browsers. Okay. Y'all got that? I want you guys to write these down because there's some good stuff. I'm about to make some questions out of this. So here, like I said, I searched the browser I was looking for. I got it. It took me to where I could download the program and add it in because they are the same program. They do the same thing.
Gotcha.
Okay. I use my Chrome, my Brave browser to get my Chrome browser installed. When you first get a computer, and this is what I tell everybody, that's how a tech can get anything on your computer. He needs one browser, and your computer comes with the one browser. Most of y'all have how many of y'all have a Microsoft, a Windows PC? I can't, by the way, I can't see your hands, baby. I'm still in the share. All right.
I have a Windows PC, Rose.
Okay, so if you have Windows PCs, y'all know that every Windows PC, when you first open it, will take you to Bing or it'll take you to Internet Explorer.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
That's the first thing they do.
Correct.
If you want to go to the internet, you're going to go the way they say. If you want to change how you get to the internet, you have to use their internet, download the one you want, and then use that.
Right.
Because otherwise, you ain't getting to the internet.
Right.
Okay? Their browser is the primary browser in their computer. Same thing with a Mac. Mac does the same thing. You get to the internet how we say first. Whatever you bring in after that is your business. But you got to come through them, correct? And what we say is make sure you install your Brave browser. First thing you're going to install is the Brave browser. You can do Mozilla. Most of y'all have Chrome already. And then Edge is probably in your, if you have a, do not put Edge into your Mac project. You may have an AI that's already functioning for you. Okay. If you choose Copilot, is not Edge. Use Copilot, not Edge. You would get a Copilot standalone account. Does that make sense? That means you get the program. You just get the Copilot program.
So
For the Apple, you
that
get
an app too?
Say again?
That's an app too? Copilot?
Copilot is an app that you can add. I personally, and let's take a look. How about we take a look? I'm gonna go
let's check.
Matter of fact, why am I doing this? Y'all gonna walk me through it. How do I add things to my desktop, to my browser? Somebody, y'all, anybody remember that? Let's go.
You go to the app store.
How do I get there?
You can type
Instead of a circle with dots, what do they have? The lines, y'all.
the 3 lines,
Right, because the 3 lines give me the settings.
the extension.
Thank you. All right, going to extensions. And what am I doing? Looks awfully familiar, doesn't it? I'm managing extensions, and look, off to the left, here goes the what? And even at the top.
The web store.
Okay, I'm gonna click web store. What are we looking for?
Copilot.
Where Microsoft, and this one you're looking for Edge, right? Microsoft Edge. Oh, Copilot here.
Copilot,
I
right.
see Copilot in the Apple Store. I see that Copilot by itself.
Ooh, Copilot. Did I did that wrong? Copilot. Yes, I did. Uh-oh. Nope, 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 nope. Copilot powered, Flash Copilot powered by DeepSeek. Okay, man. Oh, your AI Copilot powered by GPT. None of these is Microsoft Copilot, the one that I'm looking for. So what does that tell you? They cheat. That's how I feel. They cheat. They don't want you taking Copilot without having, so let's see about where to find Copilot, right? There we go. What am I telling it?
How to install it.
Install what?
Copilot.
All right, so here we go. How to install Copilot in Outlook, Visual Studio, IntelliJ, in Teams, Windows 11, on Word, PowerPoint, but it doesn't seem that I can put it on Chrome or in a browser, correct?
Correct.
So I have Windows 11, and that means I have to use it as that's what you say, a standalone program. It says if Copilot is not already on your PC, Windows PC, go to how to install Copilot on Windows. So if you can buy it with it already on there, or you can download it. It's a free download on here. Oh, when it comes to AI, they will give you anything. They'll give it away. Well, we know when you don't pay, they get to play. And they say when you don't have a product, you are the product. All right, here we go. My bad. CoinMarketCap acting up. All right. So we've gotten to browsers. We're going to get to Brave browser, which is a secure browser. In my Brave browser, do you notice anything here? What are these?
Apps.
So I want you to draw up the word Brave. And Brave is going to be the example for how you're going to, what you're going to install and how you're going to prepare. And thank you, those are apps. Those are specifically wallet apps. The only place I utilize my wallets is on my Brave browser because it is decentralized and it itself is a blockchain product. That makes sense, ladies?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do we want to do with this? We want to be able to do what?
Install it.
Cool. So let's install them. We come back here, go to extensions or the web store. and we begin to pick the wallets. All right, this is where your coins came lots in handy. I need to know what coins you guys want to use. Okay, so I will show you how to find a multi-use wallet. There are approximately 3 wallets I need for you to do.
Are
To
we
get.
gonna do Petra or we doing something else?
No, we're not doing Petra. Oh, wait a minute. Now you got me thinking.
You said wallet.
Ow.
Right.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
Alvin. Just throw me out of my focus because I had specific wallets for you. Give me one moment. I gotta find my page now.
My bad. My apologies.
No, don't worry. You're still making me think. Let me see. You're driving me crazy.
Clever.
Okay. So, yes, here we go. Okay, so there are approximately 3 wallets in which I'm going to be talking to you about, actually 4 wallets that I'm going to be talking to you about. There are different type of wallets, and now we're going to go into some different types of wallets, or I should say 2 types specifically. Centralized and decentralized is where we're going to begin. Okay. Centralized wallets, what does that sound like? Centralized anything. What does that sound like?
A bank is centralized.
And they got it controlled by one organization.
Right. Someone else other than yourself. Centralize information, all the information and everything in one outside. So when we think of centralized, we think of third party, correct?
Correct.
Now, I have to kind of take a step back. We're going to go to an important word. I do believe we covered this last week. Custody. Now, remember that word? Anybody remember the word custody?
I remember. I wrote it down.
What is it about custody?
I wrote it down under centralized. It was under decentralized as opposed to decentralized. So that's when it had custody of your finances, when it's centralized.
Exactly. And why is custody so important? Y'all been around, anybody had kids and you had kind of a disagreement with the other parent and somebody had to have custody of the children? What does that mean?
Meaning that one of them would get custody of the children, or one of them would have the children.
Possession.
Thank you. Possession. That's the person that makes the rules. And what do they say about possession?
9/10 of the law.
Possession, 9/10 of the law. Whoever has it, it belongs to. That's who the law falls to. What do we do with our money every week? Who you give it to first?
The government.
No, they take theirs. You don't put theirs.
Oh,
You put that
right.
as yourself.
They take theirs.
They don't trust you anymore.
The first goes to the landlord. I mean, the second goes to the landlord. The bank take theirs first. The government took
When
theirs.
you get your check, where does that go?
the bank.
Thank you. You have signed your check over to the bank. That's the first person we sign our checks over. After we agree by signing the W-2 for them to take taxes out without us even, knowing about it. It's like, hey, just take it off the top. They take theirs first, and then you go and have the bank collect the money. And what happens with the bank? Who does the money belong to when it hits the bank?
The bank.
Yep. Because you've given them custody over your money. They get to decide whether or not, how much, how frequent, whatever, of your money. And even if they say, oh, no, we good. We think that we gonna hold on to this. We think we're gonna have to, hold on to your money because some weird things we ain't seen on your account.
Really?
Oh, because I started spending money like a rich person, making decisions. I don't get to do that because I don't have crazy oodles of money in your bank alone. Okay, y'all. This is the process. Custody. What you're doing is shifting custody from the central organization, which is a third party that controls the information, your information and your assets at the same time, along with others in the same place. Centralized. One port of entrance and exit. So in security, that's not safe, is it? When there's only one way in, one way out, right?
Right.
What happens if that one way becomes compromised? Question, if the bank gets robbed, do you get robbed?
Of course.
Whose money they taking? That's your money in that bank.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone robs the bank, they've in turn robbed you too. Okay? And the fact is your information has become compromised, which is the last thing you really need today. Okay. So let's get moving. I want to make sure we get covered in this. So we got our browsers, we got our search engines, now we have to get some cyber safety in because we got wallets. Now, by the way, we just saw how to install an extension. Did y'all see how to install an extension yet? Did anybody notice?
Yes.
Did you? All right, so I think I'm gonna sign in. It's gonna make me sign in. Yeah, let's go. I added a little security. If you want to do something, if my computer want to do something, it's got to ask me what the password for the whole computer is. They want to know where I'm at.
Wow.
I don't care. I'm here. I'm at home, and this is what it is. This computer's safe.
Is that the 2FA you put in?
It's a form of 2FA. It has to be. It connects to the identity of the actual device you're on. So it verifies. It's already verified this device. So in order for it to do any work on this device, it's got to have this device's code. If that device code does not go in, it don't work. All right. So we said installing extensions. I come here to this little 3 buttons, go to extension. I visit the web store and let's get something. Let's see if we can search a program. Give me a wallet. Daz, is there anything that you want them to install for your class that they should have? Anything, any particular software?
No.
Okay. You know what? I think we're going to do one of the AI programs because I don't have any on this.
Thanks, Claudia.
And it won't be afterwards.
Yes.
Okay, let's try an AI program.
Miss Martinez.
So right now, I'm going to hit AI and let's see. Ooh, ChatGPT.
Hi, good morning, this is Danny. How you doing? Hi, Danny. How are you? I'll say,
Who that?
I'm doing good.
Who Danny?
Awesome. Well,
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Look, I'm being a fly on the wall, being nosy in people business. All right. So today we're going to go to a ChatGPT sidebar. This is kind of one of my favorites. The only thing it's this one is a little intensive. So instead of ChatGPT, I'll do Grammarly. So I haven't installed the Grammarly extension yet. And that is also considered AI. When you want to do any extension, say you want to do, who likes solitaire? Solitaire, Mahjong Solitaire. Free, right? I don't recommend y'all play with this stuff until you actually get comfortable with your computer, get some anti-malware, anti-spyware in your system, okay? You can add it to Brave. And when you add it to Brave, it comes up here. I'll show you. I don't want the Mahjong. I do want the Grammarly on this one. Let's get to that. Add the extension. Brave does not review extensions for security and safety. Install this extension only if you trust the developer. Grammarly is one that I trust. It's by the exactcompany.com, and I hit the extension. So here it comes. Ta-da! You can't see it because I haven't turned it on. I haven't got an account, so I'm going to sign up on P2G, do its thing. Let's go, let's go. And there's my Grammarly. Hi, P2G. Hello, work on music. So I'm registering it and say, okay, education, other projects. We like that. Ta-da, hobbies, volunteer work, whatever. I'll come back. But I want to see it up here, right? Do y'all see it up here?
No, not yet.
No big G. You want to see the big G, you have to hit this puzzle piece here. There's a puzzle piece. It's the universal sign for extension in all of the browsers. You see, Grammarly does not have, it's not lit up. So we have to pin it, hit it, and it will pin it to the top. You can turn the pin off. You can change things about it, all sites, only on Grammarly. You can see how often. You can also remove it from Brave. You can open a side panel with it. Just pull the side panel, manage the extensions, and go change it however you need to. Also, you can check the web permissions, which are here. Okay? But now I can see it at the top, and I can use it whenever I want. Very good. It is going to try to sell you the Pro. Got it? So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to remove it from Brave because I don't need it right now. Don't report it. Do not report abuse if it's not abusive. Oh, it says reinstall extension. I'm Mike, one of Grammarly's engineers. My team worked hard to build features that they can help anyone. Oh, bye, Mike. But that is how you can put any program in. And now on Brave, I'm going to have you install a couple of specific programs to protect yourself. One you see here is called ABP, Ad Block Plus. Please write that down as a Brave extension. You got ABP, and this specific one I want you to see. Go to the you're going to go to all of your extensions, manage extensions, ABP, Ad Block Plus. They have Ad Blocker Plus. They have a lot of different ones. Those are not this. It looks just like this. Free ad blocker.
You said free ad blocker?
Yep, it says ABP free ad blocker. It's ABP plus. Hey, Al. Al. Did you see that?
No.
No, okay. So we're putting the ad blocker in. Okay. My extension. So there's also different ones that I have. I've installed for security, but these are some of my wallets. The Clever wallet. I put it on the browser, but I didn't turn it on. I actually just keep it aside because I haven't set that one up. This was an example of installation. We do use the Petra wallet. Thank you, Al, because I was thinking the other one. You were confusing me. All right. So we put in the MetaMask, OKX. These are wallets you will install for the next class because we'll be doing our wallet study. Petra wallet. So please write down the wallets. And you're going to install these so that afterwards we can complete the process of setting them all up together. This is where you're going to need your book. Does that make sense?
What book?
Okay, sorry. Did everyone get the book that you need you have two books that you have to use. One for notes and a separate book for all of your passwords. This is your little lifesaver. It's going to have your offline passwords. Because do we save passwords, seed words, anything for crypto on computers, on the internet?
No.
No.
So you have to write it out offline and put it in a place. Put it in at least 2 to 3 places. You have to store this so you do not lose this.
I have MetaMask and Phantom on my laptop already.
Okay. So and you have those passwords and everything in place already? the
Yes.
keywords. Now, there are 3 pieces to this puzzle. There's passwords, there's keywords, and there's a private key. Does everyone know where they are?
Yep.
Mr. Thomas? I'm glad you have. You've only been doing this for 4 years. Anybody else? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The reason I say that is you have to be mindful because especially my Clever wallet, every wallet has its own private key. And when I say private key, that means that the private identity of each wallet, there's a private key for each one of your wallets, depending on the coin that you're in that's in them. So let me just let's take a look. We'll open it up. But these are the couple that I'm going to show you. We have a couple of them. So your important wallets are MetaMask, OKX.
Wait a minute, slow down. MetaMask with a SK?
MET, mask. Yes, like a mask, the fox. OKX, MetaMask, Petra, all right, right now we're not utilizing the Phantom wallet currently. We are using Rabby. RABBY. And Slush and Trust. So, Trust is a multi-use wallet, meaning it can have many different blockchains on it. Remember we talked about blockchains and coins? We were talking about cryptos?
Yep.
Okay. Don't worry, we are going to review. All right. Those you will use the same system that I said. Remember I told you the same system. It's the 3 extensions, web store, type it in and hit install. That is all you are to do. Please do not set anything up. Don't install anything. Just leave it as it is for now. And in our next class, those will be what we set up individually, and you will have to have your little lifesaver book for all of the, and you will not show your keys, okay? It's not necessary. Everybody's gonna walk through and your keys will be held safe in your space. Does that work?
Yeah.
At Sunshine afterwards, I need to go over her wallet. Actually, if she has it, ask her if she's okay.
What do you want me to ask them?
If she can meet after class. All right. So with that being said, this has been so far the level of security. You want to be able to put ad blockers on here. This one has its own built-in securities that will be crazy. When you put the ad blocker on, you have to utilize it you have to allow yourself to turn it off occasionally when you need to do things that have ads or have pop-ups. Does anyone know how that works?
No, I saw it before, but I never really paid it no mind.
Okay. So when ad blockers on for this website, say I'm having trouble and I need this to turn off, you can set the features. So my free features are here, right? The pop-ups. Basic distraction control. Are they trying to upgrade me? Cut it out. All right. So allow list websites. This is advanced. And basically it just blocks all the ads coming at you, which is why when I go on Google, you can also add, by the way, you can add Ad Block Plus, that one here, to Google as well to block the ads. But Google also blocks its own, like Chrome, excuse me, not Google. Chrome also already blocks its own. So I'm going to come here and go straight to the extensions, go to manage my extensions, and y'all notice it's here too, right?
Yes.
This is the browser I use my AI on, and only this browser. There's several AIs here that I utilize to help create, which you guys will also be doing a little bit down the road with Miss Dazzle. We'll be introducing you to the platform, Miss Dazzle, again. I'll be onboarding you to these platforms. But these are different types of programs that I use. I share with people, by the way, this MetaMask right here, that's a dud account. That's a sample account that I set up. There's no keys or anything to this that's valid. I do not put money in this account. Okay? I will always keep an account that allows me to do some work with you all. All right, these are different AIs and securities to go with it. All right, so let me get back into our Brave browser. So we've set up our Brave browser. It's nice and safe. We want to make sure, and by the way, you see how you keeps up with how many ads is trackers, as ads is blocks, right? You can reset this. You can actually reset it. You can hide the Brave stats in case you like the picture, or add them back. Where is it? Customize. Okay, I did that by down customize at the bottom. Show background image. I like the pictures. Show sponsored images. Brave stats. Might want to put those back. I want to see what it's doing for me. Top sites, my favorites, frequently visited by me. Brave news. We do not ever turn that. I don't turn that on. That's not something I need. You can put a clock up there. I love it. I need my clock. I like that. Cards. And even a search engine right on the screen. Currently, the search engine is Brave. You can change the Brave's search engine. Right now, we're using pre-search. Enable search engine on new web pages. What do you think? We're going to leave Brave on Brave along with this pre-search page.
Brave with Brave.
There we go. Activate. Get back. Nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, didn't do what I wanted to do. But when I type in any kind of search, let me see, city light. Where does it take me for searching? Where am I at for the searching? And I got another coin. Cool. All right, my loves. Are there any questions, requests, suggestions, complaints? I take them all. This is the safe browsing and getting ready for our wallets conversation. How many of you have antivirus running on your system?
I don't.
I do.
If you do not have antivirus, I will recommend an antivirus program. Alvin, which one is Avira, right? We're utilizing Avira. It is free all the time and it's very strong. It's a good one.
What is it called?
Avira, and use the free one, please. They'll try to get you to pay, but don't even worry about it. You did get out of the payment thing. You went back to free. The goal of any platform that gives you anything for free is to get you to like it enough to pay for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be used to it. Just say no thank you and keep using the free.
How you spell that? Avera?
Right, I'll put it in here. Avira. Yeah, just trying to make sure it's the right one. It is. There we go. And this is for anyone who is these are free, so you can utilize it on your system. And I do believe they have a mobile app. They have mobile apps.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. It's a free download. Also, the ad block plus is important. Then you want to see if you get malware bites. Yeah, malware bites. Free download. Gotta be free forever.
So you saying this first?
No. There you go. So it's inside. These are two ads, a malware protection as well as or I should say, does everyone know what malware is? Seems like similar to ads, stuff that will sell you stuff and sneak like sales stuff in there. You get pop-ups and all of that.
But is it bad? Isn't it things that are bad for your? I thought it was bad for your.
Yeah, it's malware. So malware bites is that a platform that protects you from malware. So that's a protection similar to antivirus. It is actually anti-malware software. Avira is antivirus, which protects you from common viruses coming up on the web that people can encounter. Okay. If you have an iPhone, you are not immune. So please find something that works with your system beautifully. Okay. Do not leave it exposed. All right. So last but not least, I want to share with you a couple of really crazy things that have been happening, because we do have an entire cyber safety course. And I want you to become aware of what's happening in this year. So scams and 20 crypto scams. Yeah, scams 2025. I have no clue what that scams. My bad. I don't know what happened there, but scams in 2025. New 2025 scams. Okay, this is the last bit because I want you guys to become aware of what folks are out here doing. You're in the space of money, and I'll just let you know right now, it's just going to happen, but it doesn't have to happen to you. So stay alert, up to date, and we'll give you one website that you can go to also to teach you and keep you up to date. And you do not need to be a senior for it. It's available. I love that they do this. Oh, my bad. Give me 1 second. Did my system change sound again? No. Does anyone else hear that?
Okay, I can't hear it.
You can't hear him, right?
Right.
Well, what did that happen here? Okay. None of us can hear him. Hold on a second. Take a look. Okay. See what did happen. It could be he has nothing to say. Oh, see? Let's take a look. Let's see, go back. I saw something. Scam alert. Oh my. What's going on? It's not playing sound. I have no clue why it's not playing sound. I've changed everything. All right, let me close. Hold on a second. Sorry, y'all. I turned the sound off of the tab. There we go. Okay. So he looks like he's ready to do his thing. Weirdly enough, we had a lot of kids.
These scammers are
a lot of young people knows a lot about scams. All right, so this one is 2025. I need to get that one back. Not in Adopt Me. All right, this is the one. Yeah.
And you're going to be charged for it. Something. Scammers have been busy. I'm Theo Joe, and once again this year I have a bunch of new scams and new variations on scams that you'll want to be aware of, but the good news is that for most of these, simply knowing about them is enough to protect yourself. So let's just get into it. Starting off, we have the unpaid tolls scam. You may have actually gotten a bunch of these by now. I know I have. For this one, you'll get a text message claiming to be from some regional toll paying system like EasyPass or Fast Track, depending on where you are. It really depends on the area code of the phone number who they target. And it'll say that you have this amount of unpaid bills and any threat like you'll suspend your license or have fines if you don't pay it up, and it'll have some kind of link to a site where you're supposed to go and pay the fine. Of course, it's a fake phishing site, and when you put in all your payment details, they steal it and run up a bunch of money on your card. All right, next up we have a scam email involving PayPal, where you get an email saying that an address was added to your account and has a bunch of info about some order you supposedly made and you're going to be charged for it, something like that. But the crazy thing is the email actually does come from the real PayPal domain. And then in the body of it, it has an email address you're supposed to contact or a site you're supposed to go to. And eventually they tell you to contact support and download a remote control software thing, and they basically hack you. And the idea is the scammers are trying to trick you into thinking maybe your PayPal email was hacked and they added an address and placed an order to wherever. But in actuality, what happens is there's no order on your account. Apparently, it works by them adding a gift address to their own account and somehow putting your email address into it so that it sends a notification to you. But they put the scam message in the address field itself. So this whole message part is actually part of the address box that they filled out. So that's why it's included in the email. All right, next up, we have what I'm calling the Windows Run Command scam. This one is going to start off a variety of ways, but it's usually going to involve a scam website that you visit unknowingly, and it gives you instructions saying that for whatever reason or excuse, you need to press the Windows R command, which will bring up this run box, and then it says to press Control V and then enter, which, if you don't know, will paste the command that it copied to the clipboard into the run box, and then when you press enter, it runs that command in Windows. You can probably see where this is going. They cleverly add dummy text at the end of the command so that it kind of overflows and you can't see the actual command on the left, which in reality downloads a virus file and runs it on your computer. And then who knows what it does from there. It could be anything. So needless to say, if any website tells you to bring up the run box and run a command on your computer, do not do that. All right, moving on real quick. This video is not sponsored, but if you've been enjoying it so far, feel free to share it with friends and family, because the nice thing is they don't actually have to do anything. Simply watching the video and knowing about the scams is enough to protect yourself against it. So feel free to share it, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and let's continue. This next scam is usually called the I accidentally reported you scam. And it's not actually new, but it has been making its way onto more platforms where users have not encountered it yet. Specifically, it's been common for years on Steam and Discord, but apparently has been making its way onto Twitter and likely Facebook and Instagram pretty soon. The way it works is roughly the same regardless of the platform. Like this example on Twitter, you'll get a message from a random person with some kind of varying story that always ends up saying, for whatever reason, they mistakenly reported your account, and they'll claim that they got some kind of confirmation email or message saying that your account is going to be banned because they reported you, and they just want to help to make sure that you don't get mistakenly banned. If you respond, usually the next step involves them telling you to contact another account that's also in on the scam that will supposedly be some kind of site admin. And when you message them, they'll say that you have to verify your account with usually a cash payment of money, and they'll give whatever excuse for why you need to pay money to verify. And that's the end goal. The truth is that it doesn't even matter even if someone did mistakenly report you. Every site's reporting system goes through a review. They're set up to handle false reports. So the logic doesn't really hold up if you think too much about it, but I guess it seems plausible enough for some people. All right, moving on, we have another scam that I actually recently got myself and had never seen before, and it's a Shopify fake order scam. What's interesting is I actually got a notification on my phone from the Shopify app. I wish I had screenshotted the notification, but you can see here that it actually puts a fake order in my order history on the shop app. The notification said something along the lines of, your order from Help Center is ready to ship, a normal notification. And when you look at the actual order, it shows that there was a purchase for some nonsensical AI name for about $1,000 and claims that the name of the store is Help Center, which for me, that was an immediate red flag that it was a scam. However, the scam here was not that an actual order was placed on my account and charged to my card. I checked all that, there wasn't. What seems to have happened is at the same time that I received this order notification, I got an email about a FedEx order that was supposed to be shipped and they need to verify something. And this came at the same time and was also claiming to be from Help Center. In the email, it just said to contact a Gmail address for FedEx. Yeah, okay, very legitimate. And who knows where it would have gone from there. Interestingly, there didn't seem to be any way to contact the supposed store in the app. If I clicked on the store, it just opened a blank thing. So I'm not sure if they intended for me to even get the notification or if it was just meant to be the email and that was kind of a side effect. But still, if you get some kind of order confirmation from Shopify and you don't see any actual charges on any of your accounts, you can probably ignore it because they just want you to contact them to supposedly cancel this order and then get a bunch of info from you and do something else. All right, moving on. Next up, we have what I would call app authorization scams. For context, you know how some websites let you log in with your Google account or Twitter or whatever, and then it'll say, you give this site permission to see your email address, stuff like that. Or sometimes you're using a service that connects to your Google account, you are asked to give it permissions and see what they are. Well, you need to always be very careful when granting permissions just to log in or grant access and see what those permissions are, because sometimes they can be very powerful and effectively control your entire account. This one Twitter user showed how he got contacted by a scammer who sent him what looked like a thing to connect Google Calendar, and it looks like a legitimate Google Calendar app, but it was fake. The scammer just made it the same name with the same icon, and you can see all the permissions that it gives. So when he authorized what he thought was Google Calendar, then the scammer had complete access to his account and was able to tweet out scams. But this type of scam can also manifest itself in other clever ways. For just one other example, there are these fake Counter-Strike game streams, which supposedly are from professional streamers, and these are impersonations. It's not actually the real person streaming. And it'll have a QR code telling the viewers to scan and get free skins for the game. And then when you go to the site, it says that you have to log in with your Steam account. And again, it grants access to your account where the scammers can steal your entire inventory, which actually has real value. Next up, I have more examples of ways scammers have been abusing otherwise legitimate email notification systems from websites, sort of like how the PayPal email came from actual PayPal.com. They'll often do similar things with other sites. So one example is Google Drive shared file links, where you'll receive a Google Drive notification email that a document was shared with you, and they'll have titled the document such that it has a name that looks like Wells Fargo, or I even got one for like a law firm or something. And it's always going to have some kind of urgent message that you have to visit some site to do whatever. And it'll usually be an attached PDF that links to a phishing site. Now, you might be wondering, why would they use Google Drive to share a Wells Fargo scam? And really, it's just to get past the spam filters. A Gmail Drive notification email is a lot less likely to go to the spam filter than if they had just sent it from some random no-name web domain. This next example is very similar, except they use YouTube private video sharing notifications. So I've gotten some like this recently where it says a private video was shared with you, and then basically the scammers had uploaded a private YouTube video with a deceptive title, such as, in this case, changes in monetization policy, and check the description. And then if you were to go to that and check the description, it would probably say, log in here to verify your account, who knows what. And this example targets YouTube creators like myself, obviously, but really it could be for anyone. And you can also see that they named the channel Notification for YouTube Creators to make it look more legitimate. And again, the reason they do it this way is so that it gets past the spam filter. So just know that simply looking to see, oh, well, this email came from google.com, it must be legitimate, is not exactly foolproof. Next up, this one is...
Okay, so I just want to check. Can we finish this video, or do you want me to just drop it for you? We're a little over time.
I just would go back and is this a video we could watch at a different time?
Yes, you guys can watch this at a different time, but I do want you to finish it.
Okay, because I would love to watch it at a different time and hear what you have to tell us to wrap up things.
Absolutely. So you guys see what I'm talking about? You don't even have to do anything. You just have to know to watch it, to be able to watch out. That's why I actually like this video, because it's a lot of more what you know so that you can protect yourself. Not so much of the things that you might want to do, but when you know, you benefit.
Right.
Okay.
Great information.
I want you to, let me do this right now. Drop this in here. Where is he? Where is he? Okay, there he is. Let me share. Sharing is caring. There we go. So I'll get these when it finishes rendering. I'll get all of these from the Zoom link. That's why I've been dropping them. Like, this is the easiest way to do it. And that way you actually get them. All right, so please do finish watching the videos. There's another video you'll see in there. It's going to be a Robert Kiyosaki video. I want you to get that one because this has to do with personal safety. It has to do with personal awareness of your situation and of the situation around you. I was just to get a little background. Robert Kiyosaki he echoed something that was told to me years ago when I got started. It was a young man that started because we had a lot of like young people in their 20s. And there's teens and 20s coming in because we started with a business called Carrot Bars, and we were learning blockchain. It was a gold and crypto type thing going on. The gold was great. Crypto did not go well. But we learned about all crypto during that time. And this young man was one of our team members, and we used to meet late at night. And he was telling me, he said, Miss Ruby, you know I love you. He's like, you my sister. But you're going to have to pack a gat because folks is going to come for you because you have the keys and they're looking at you. They're going to be watching you. And Robert Kiyosaki said something very, very similar. You're in a time when the world is changing and in a way that may not be as positive. While we would all like to believe that everyone around us, when in times of great need, would just come together and galvanize the things that we want and need, we have to deal with the reality of self-protection and self-care. This is not just your finances you're protecting your very life, and we need you to be aware of what you're doing in a world where most people don't have this and they are not willing to sit in and learn this for themselves. So you are creating a growth where others will be in a space of great need. Protect yourselves. Ladies, you already understand how the sisterhood is about ourselves. I need you to be more aware of yourself. because this is just human being that kicks in when we are in a time of great need. It's just human being. And the fact is that we want to make sure, this is why we share, by the way, this is why we share this with others, giving them an opportunity to save themselves, to really create options for themselves in any time. I mean, it doesn't have to be what's going on. It can be a fire. You know what I'm saying? It could be a loss of your income levels. It could be a loss of a family member, a crucial family member to care for you. But when you begin to care for yourself and build your finances and stabilize your life, it makes a big difference. And most of us are givers and caregivers. We like to share. You might want to be very protective and considerable about who you share with and how you share. This is why we teach people to fish and we don't feed people. Not in that manner anyway. Because you will continue to have to feed them because they haven't learned what you learned to get the food on the table. And they'll always need you until they get what they can't, we get this to come from. So with that, I say thank you. I will be dropping that video. Tell me what you think about it, okay? And also the end of this video, I want you to tell me what you got. And check y'all check out and see where some of this stuff might be showing up in your life. Take a look. I've gotten, every time I get one, oh God, I take a picture. I've gotten checks and all kinds of stuff. Man, the rabbit hole goes deep on these scams, and these people try to get to be more and more convincing. The only way scams work is if they get you to trust them. That's the whole way a scam works, through trust. You determine what that's going to be, okay? I love you, ladies. Have a good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Doing your thing. And definitely stay.
Thanks so much.
Okay, stay connected. Chat in the text. Everybody's in the Telegram. I just need to make sure everyone's there. If not, you will, if I don't have you in Telegram.
You might have, no way, I'm in.
Mr. Thomas. He is just focused. He is focused. All right. I just realized I have 7 members and Jaleesa, Miss Rose. Okay, I got sis, I need you, Miss Simone. I need you to click the button and join the Telegram, okay? And okay, I'm gonna do this right now. Can you grab it out the chat real quick?
All right.
Okay, that's that last one. I'm doing it now. And Miss Griffin, I need you to grab it as well. Okay, and sign into the chat and just say hello. Okay.
Okay.
And it's okay. So this link for this one is also, it's going to be in the email you gave me. It's for the calendar. It's going to be at the very top. It is the link at the top of this Telegram, so you can get it there. Then Royal Money will be in touch. Daz will be in touch with you for Royal Money. If you guys have any problems with your scheduling, let me know. I'll walk you through on the Zoom. It's not a problem. Okay.
All right.
I care for you much. Get some rest. Get some rest.
Good night.
Because I'm gonna have a good night. Take care, sis. Bye-bye.